So when it comes to money, it's not about how much I earn, it's about how much I keep. This is Coffee Talk with Sarah Bruschi, and you can reach me at saraheducator.com. It looks like every time I come on here, I draw whatever I've had so far in the day to drink, and because this is powered by caffeine, I drew these two yesterday, so I didn't actually drink these items today. But yesterday, I had in my Guatemala cup that looks like it has a chicken on it, but it's actually a beautiful bird on the cup. I just don't know how to draw the beautiful bird, but I know how to draw a chicken. So that's my Guatemala cup full of coffee that I had yesterday, and that's my Crate and Barrel white, simple, plain cup of water that I had before I wrote the blue notes from yesterday, and then I just added on today. So today I'm talking about how I play the keep it game and how I am free of shame when I get things that are used or free or refurbished. So I want to talk about that. And I'm going to start out with what is the keep it game? So the keep it game to me is when I keep the money that I earn, and that is a goal of mine, and I need strategies to get there. So I consider it a game, keep it game. And some of the ways that I keep my money, I'm going to talk about today. And the shame game is something I want to talk about, or the shame of free game. When you play the keep it game, one of the strategies in there is the free game. So free items are going to help you in the keep it game. You want to keep the most money? Well, get some of your things for free or used or refurbished. And so I want to talk to you about how you can also feel no shame at the free game. Shame, first of all, I want to talk about just shame in general. Shame is something that oftentimes is happening when people say you are the one that they're trying to shame, right? Like, oh, Sarah, you get things for free. You must be poor. You must be cheap. You must be whatever negative adjective they have, right? How do I not feel shame? Because what that seems to imply to me is that they are judging my feelings or thoughts, which they don't know. And so that's where it seems that they're putting that shame, if anybody ever even implies such a thing, or actually comes out and directly states it, which some people have done in certain ways, and I've been like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they just tried to shame me that way, or they didn't mean to. Actually, some of it has no shame desire at all. It just comes out as like this slipping thing, especially because we live in such a consumerist society. So we need to work on not consuming so much, and we need to work on the free game. So let me say again, generally speaking, shame. So I don't feel shame in those situations because they don't know my feelings or my thoughts. They can judge me by my behaviors, but I think that if they are judging me by my behaviors, they would be really proud of me. They would say, wow, what a great job. Their judgments would be positive because things that I'm doing are things like, okay, so some people didn't want right now, like their sunscreens. I just got about $89 worth of sunscreen. I added it up if I were to purchase it on Amazon or something. I put out an ask on my local Buy Nothing group, and I said, we want to sample some different kinds because we have some allergies in our families. It makes our eyes water sometimes to put in sunscreen. So, and I don't mean put sunscreen in my eye. I mean just to put it on my face or something. We get some allergic reactions. It'd be nice if we could try different ones and see which are which make us less sensitive to those things. So I put out the ask, and we also have a pool in front of our place now. And so I wanted to have a lot more sunscreen on hand. I am like 100% Irish, I found out. And so this skin is not meant to see sun. And I need to make sure that I wear sunscreen at the pool every time I'm out there. So that's going to be quite a bit of sunscreen, my kids too. So yeah, I put out the ask, and there it is. What was my point of the sunscreen? So what is this behavior is really good, right? Like I'm doing something that's fantastic for the world. I'm taking these plastic items, the lotions containers, and the lotions themselves, which otherwise would go into our oceans and our land. And I'm actually using them and giving them life before they get either recycled as the plastic or go into the land or the ocean. So I think that giving something life instead of just putting it directly into the land and the ocean is obviously so good, and other people would think the same. So that makes me happy. Refurbished, the same is true. We get our technology refurbished. I made a mistake. I had very poor strategy on my iPad. I went direct to the store and I got an iPad. And it wasn't until about a month later that I realized what a horrible strategy I had followed. I should have shopped my closets. Okay, I don't have an iPad. I should have shopped other people's closets. I'll bet that, first of all, somebody around here has an iPad just sitting around and they probably just want to get rid of it. I could have had an iPad for free and I paid hundreds of dollars. Ridiculous me. And then thrift is there, or used, I guess we should say, by someone else. Yes, that would be called refurbished. And I've done it for other things, including my iPhone before this and my children's iPhones. Why would I not follow my strategy? I don't know. I played my game very poorly. I went direct to the store. What a ridiculous thing. So I'm going to tell you another story of the wonders of the free game. The free game is also great at promoting interactions in your community. So in my community, it was great. In my case, I wanted a typewriter. My boys and I watched California Typewriter, I believe it's called, with Tom Hanks and some other people. And we just found that we love typewriters. We love writing. And so it was just, they're neat typewriters. So we decided we wanted to actually have one and try it out and have the boys like really experience a typewriter. And so I put an ask on Nextdoor at the time. This was years ago, before the pandemic and everything. And we got a reply from a woman who had a typewriter sitting in her closet for over 20 years. And she just didn't want to give it up to anybody. But when she read our interest in it, she thought, this is such a sweet little family. I would like to give this to them. And so she gifted it to us. So the way that we got it was we went up to her house in Lafayette. We sat down. And this is such a great memory. My boys sat on each side of me. Outside, it was a little bit like cool and breezy. And inside her house, it was so nice and cozy and warm. We were on her couch and the sun was coming through. And one of my boys fell asleep, napped for 2 hours while we were there talking. And the other one just listened to us talking. And I had a lovely conversation for about 3 hours with this woman who ended up gifting a typewriter to us. It was a great experience for me, my kids, hopefully for her too. We had a nice time. That was great. So I just wanted to say what a wonderful thing it is in terms of behaviors. And also I want to say how that influenced my feelings and thoughts about the free game, right? I'm not going to get shamed about that experience. That was awesome. My feelings and thoughts are, if I get free things, I'm going to have more interactions like that probably. And that was awesome. So I am not going, how can I get things super cheap? Like, I'm not a cheap, I don't even know what that would, it's so bad. Anyway, but I'm not, I know, I'm not like creating lesser experiences for me or for my children by being so-called cheap or inexpensive or buying things or getting things for free. I'm trying to promote better interactions and happiness in my kids and in me. Another thing that I think was interesting was not intentional shaming or looking down upon, but a friend accidentally made this comment one time, and totally happens. It's okay. I'm not holding that against this person in any way, but the person thought that we went from the 3-2 to the 2-1, which we did. And she made the mistake of thinking that while I was talking, that I was saying that we had gone back to the 3-2. And she said, oh, that's great because I was feeling so bad for you. And I was like, oh no. So yeah, no, there's no need to feel bad. I actually am really, really happy in the place that we are now. It took some doing because there were some issues in the beginning, but now it's been fabulous. And I just, I'm very, very happy to have downsized from the 3-2 to the 2-1. And the free game, I freed myself from that third bedroom. I didn't want it. It was so much work and effort, and just it was not good for my feelings because I didn't want to feel responsible for having to heat and cool more space than I need in the world. It produced a lot of guilt in me that I would be ruining our environment, and not in a way that is necessary at all. So it makes me happy to be in a 2-bedroom instead of 3. I actually don't even need the 2, except I will. I mean, there are little times that a few times that I need the 2. But I feel like I could just section off a part of one of them and have like a 1-1 and be awesome. But anyway, for now it's a 2-1. And I am so, so happy to not have the second bathroom. I'm realizing how many products I'm saving there. So in a desire to make this short, I want to keep going quickly. My fashion sense, the free game is so great when it comes to fashion sense. Do not feel shamed for being a woman and having a very limited fashion sense, or having that my fashion sense matches my ability to cook. It's on the low end. So I'm down here, all these Lamorinda ladies. So Lafayette ladies, you're like up here in the fashion sense, and I'm definitely like, maybe not at the very bottom, but pretty close to it. This is Sarah, and I'm down here. And I am just so happy for you guys who do 2 things for me. One, you make it so that I don't have to make decisions. My decisions, I want to be centered on creativity. I want to make these kinds of videos. I want to write essays. I want to use my mind to do math. I want to do puzzles. I don't want to decide what my shirt looks like, or my pants look like, or my socks, or my shoes, or anything. I just don't care to spend my energy on that. And I am so happy for the people who want to do that and have done it and can just pass along whatever fashion they have to me, so that when I shop my closets first for a shirt and then I go to others' closets, when I get to the others' closets, you guys are doing a great job of keeping me in some kind of fashion sense for my Zoom calls and things. And then I wanted to also say that there are phases of life. And so one of them is death. And we have the death of pets, family members, guinea pigs, hamsters, ferrets, fish. If these things die, it was a phase of life. You can gift the items that are left over from that person or animal. You can gift them to the next person. Those things are free. There is no shame in giving your aquarium to the next person, and there should be no shame in getting an aquarium for free from your neighbor whose fish passed away. There's nothing bad about that, right? Braces. What is that? Oh, braces. This was supposed to be braces. There's no shame in what we just asked for, which is a variety of leftover braces things. This is also a phase of life. Braces, as we walked in to get braces on my son for the first time, he's older, he's doing just this. Some people have first phase, second phase. We're just doing 1 phase. And as we walked in, a girl was walking out and she was done with her braces. So she'll have leftover braces items, and there are many kids like that. As one goes in, the other gets out of braces. The leftover braces can be passed along. Strollers were another thing. When I was in Berkeley, we had Twins by the Bay, and they had a lending library, and their lending library had things like strollers. So if you graduated from needing the double stroller to just needing the single because one of your kids was now a more walking toddler, you could give your stroller, you could get a stroller, you could give a stroller, and those were free in the lending library. Our library, I'm currently in the library right now, and I love our library. This upcoming week is Library Week. Might be Library Appreciation Week or something. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate our local library, especially for what they do to save the world in terms of we use the same things as other people, our neighbors use. We put the book back, they can use it. They put something back, we can use it. So we're just using fewer products, and they also offer just so many mental things. How do I say, like, benefits? Anyway, just love it. Libraries are amazing for lending things out and getting things back and keeping that kind of process going. Okay, so yesterday I was walking with my son on the trail, and I said, I have to vent this thing out to you. And then we just went back and forth because I was like, I'm obsessed with this idea right now. I have to tell you. And so it was a what if. What if, I said to my son, what if we drew a line around Lafayette and we just lived off of the products that we currently have in our houses by sharing them? So I would call this freeism. And in freeism, we all just agree to it. Instead of we say, we're just a group, let's just pretend. It'd be so cool if, like, Lafayette said to the world, we've decided to slough off consumerism for the next 3 to 5 years. And what we're going to do instead is called freeism. And in freeism, if I need toothpaste and I've run out of it, I just ask on the forum, and somebody replies and says, I got some toothpaste for you. And then if I really want a chocolate chip cookie and I've run out of chocolate chip cookies, I ask on the forum, do you have chocolate chip cookies? Whatever it is, I need a ride to here or there. I need this kind of medicine. I wonder what we would find in our closets. I know you just thought of like 18 different reasons why freeism isn't going to work, or why consumerism is so helpful to us in our community. I'm not like an economics or a history person. I would love to hear from you guys about what a mess freeism would actually cause, or what kinds of things would it cure, and where's the balance there? So I just think that would be so much fun, that I was having a good time with thinking of the game of freeism, the lifestyle of freeism. So we could live out of our closets. We have so many products. This, I guess, I would tie that right directly to large purchases. So right now, if you're thinking of making a large purchase in your house, chairs, tables, beds, washing machines, dryers. I just saw a dryer or washing machine that somebody put on the Buy Nothing site in my group for free. It was like way fancy. So anyway, large purchases, please, I would totally advise to go with how I shop. Shop your closet, shop other people's closets, go to the thrift store, then go to the store. Large purchases. Anyway, then the other one that's really cool, and so we shouldn't have any kind of shame again about the free game, is samples. I have an idea for the next samples that I'm going to get that I'm not going to tell you, because if I say it, somebody else might use it, and then I'm not going to get my samples for the thing that I'm thinking of, but I'll tell you what I did do. So one of the things I did the samples for was the sunscreen. We got all different kinds. One was like really fancy. It was like $20 of a small little tin of sunscreen, and I'm really curious to try it. So there's a way to sample that. What's the other thing I sampled? Shampoos and conditioners. I asked for free shampoos and conditioners in trial sizes, and the Easter Bunny brought them in baskets to us so that we could try out different elements, and I didn't have to get plastics or candy, because I don't believe in plastics and I don't believe in candy. So Easter became a bit of a rough kind of like it was a little hard to figure out what to put in a basket for me this year. So I thought, what do we need? And I thought, we need conditioners, because it's really hard to comb through our hair sometimes. And so we have a lot of samples of the shampoos and conditioners. And then I wanted to end this with part of the free game is giving things away for free. So I gave away a whole bedroom, and I gave away a bathroom, and then maybe think of it in the Lent sense too. I gave away the need to spend this much of my rent. So my rent went down when I did that too. Here's my rent. Before it was the big one, and now this amount of my rent from here to here, this top part of what I used to spend, is now a keep. And I would say that this is not shameful behavior. This is smart and great and justified. What are the words I'm looking for? Like positive behavior, that I'm keeping that money. And that means that if I keep it, I have more time to spend with my kids, which I think you would say is not shameful. I think that I will have more ability to donate to different causes like our schools, our libraries. I feel not at all ashamed of these things. So I'm going to end it there. Today's coffee talk was on the shame that people sometimes feel when they play the free game and how you don't need to feel that shame. And I hope that this helps. Please like, please subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.